Today, we're scooping up homemade vanilla ice cream.
We're going old school churned style.
Every scoop is a walk down memory lane.
Oh, made even better with some homemade chocolate sauce.
After one bite, you're gonna be screaming for ice cream. I'm screaming because we're making ice cream.
Yay!
Yay! So I'm Chris.
And I'm Wesley.
My screaming Loon.
All the time.
That is so true. So guys, we are going back. We're calling this our old school because this is the kind of ice cream that we remember growing up.
Totally.
It's not the custard-based. Some people call the custard-based the old school, old-fashioned, but for us, this is old-fashioned.
This is just basically easy peasy.
We got a churner here. We're going to use our rock salt, and we got 4 ingredients to make this ice cream, and it's a gallon, so it feels like a lot.
Yeah, and it's exactly the taste
and texture
that I remember growing up.
Me too. Okay, so I've got 6 old cups, 6 good cups of heavy cream.
6 old cups.
6 old cups. Sometimes you can hear that called whipping cream here in the States, and I'm adding 4.5 cups of whole milk. You could also use half and half would be great. In the UK, you could use double cream, I believe is what you folks call it over there. It's a little different, but it will still work beautifully. That was 4.5 cups of milk.
And then
or you could use the half and half.
Okay.
And this right here is 2 1/4 cups of sugar. Now, no one said homemade ice cream is like really super, super low calorie, but it's a special kind of thing. And, you do it when you're just...
It is the best.
It is the best.
Summertime, oh.
And this is a 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla extract. It's going to give it that classic vanilla flavor. All right, so I'm just going to whisk my troubles away until all of that sugar starts to dissolve.
So we have a link for this machine in the description if you want to purchase it. We love it. It doesn't make as much noise as the one growing up. It was like it would sit in the sink and make huge amounts of noise.
But it was the most beautiful noise. I lived that noise. This also has a liner in it, which is really great. Like when they're growing up, I don't think they had liners, so they would leak all over the place.
So that's why you had in the sink.
We had one without the liner when we lived in that little apartment in New York City. He would sit on the couch and complain because he couldn't watch Designing Women
or Little House on the Prairie
because it was so loud. I was like, just wait, you're going to be happy.
But yeah, so this has a liner. And it's got like this little spill spout, so you know not to go over that little spot right there. But this is before I get ahead of my heels, this is the canister. So we need to get this canister super duper cold.
That's a critical thing. There's a couple things you have to do before we start churning, and we need things to be cold. That canister needs to be, so we stick that in the fridge. This needs to be chilled as well, so I'm going to that's going to go in the freezer.
This is going to go in the freezer, right?
This is going to go, you maybe say, why can't I just put that in the canister? Well, because we want to get that really cold, and we're going to put it in the freezer, so we don't want this to freeze prematurely.
Yes.
So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and it's already chilled, so, we're talking maybe an hour.
Yes.
And then we come back, and we churn ice cream.
I love it.
We're making ice cream.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, I'm ecstatic.
My favorite thing.
I know. So we've got a very chilled canister.
Yes, so cold. And then I've got this mixture here. I'm just going to give it a quick stir, just in case any of the sugar has decided to settle onto the bottom.
A lot of times that sugar doesn't completely dissolve on the first, and just give it a good whisk.
Yeah, I'm giving it a good whisk.
And so whisk it again.
Whiskey.
Whiskey. How's it look?
There we go.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good. Oh, y'all.
If you don't do that, then you're going to get kind of a grainy ice cream, and it's really important to try and get that as dissolved as possible.
There you go.
Is it good?
Yes, it's good.
Let me just... Yep,
oh,
you're good.
You didn't trust me.
No, I just, it's called teamwork. All right. Now we just use ladles to do that. You could pour it, but that's risky.
It'd be a super big mess.
It would be a mess. Okay. All right. We've got the majority of it in there.
Yeah. And you don't want to fill this all the way up. It's only 2/3 of the way up.
Yeah, but because as it freezes, it will expand.
Yeah,
and
let's make sure I don't get it. I'm gonna make sure you all can see this.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Right,
it's
so I'm just gonna pour
exciting.
this in.
I used to sit in anticipation every step when my mom and dad would kind of man the ice cream machine. Mom would make this mixture, and then Dad would do the actual churning.
All right, so now I've got the paddle.
That's I think they call that a dasher.
Oh, the dasher.
I love that. Come on,
I'm
Dasher.
Stick the lid on. That dasher goes right into the lid. Now I'm moving this over to the machine.
The machine.
We're gonna stick this right down in it. Let me. Oh, there you go. Reach in there.
Just
yeah,
right
there's
in
a spot for it. There we go.
Yep.
Perfect.
Now we're going to.
I got the ice.
We're gonna put the motor on last. And so what the good little rule of thumb to know, sometimes it's hard to know how much ice and how much rock salt. So rock salt is really good. Salt is super important because the salt makes that ice melt towards this cold canister, and it just makes the ice cream form. Sometimes when we lived in New Jersey, it was hard to find rock salt, except during the winter when they would throw it on the roads. Down south, you can find it anywhere. But if you can't find rock salt, just go with any kind of coarse salt. But we're going with 6 cups
at a time.
6 cups of ice you want it pretty finely chopped up. If it's too chunky, it's just not going to work as well. Okay, so 6 cups we're starting off with. And then I've got this big old chunky rock salt, and we're just gonna. This is a half a cup. Now the thing here is that I was talking to my dad about it the other day, and I said I feel like maybe it was just the anticipation of a kid, but it seemed like it took forever. This only is going to take 30 minutes, and he was like, well, back then we didn't really have an exact measurements. We just kind of eyeballed it, and sometimes. He said, and it's true. If you put too much salt in, it's going to make it freeze too quickly, and then the texture's not going to be right.
And make sure it's all evenly distributed.
Yeah. So we just repeated that.
And I've got one more thing.
And now we're going to do it one more time.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So now you're going to go through about probably in the end 2 cups of this rock salt. I've done 1.5 cups now. As it starts to churn, it's going to melt, and once it gets down to about 3 inches down, you can add more. Now, most ice cream machines like this have a little drainage hole right here. That's if you got too much, it's going to drain. So you don't want to go above this. Okay, all right. Yes. I think we are good. You want to do the honors?
Yep. I'll get this all set up. It's like a little groove that fits in there. Hold. I got to get on the groove.
Get into the groove, would you?
There we go.
Yay. Oh my gosh.
Yay. Ready?
It brings back such memories. Okay. So like I said, this is only going to go about 30 minutes. About every 10 minutes, you want to just get a spatula and just kind of stir it up a little bit. You don't want to stop it. But
can I hit the start button?
Please do.
Hold it in place.
I can't wait any longer.
All right.
Okay, this has been going for almost 30 minutes.
All right, I'm going to stop it.
Go ahead and stop it.
Okay.
So, I like every 10 minutes, I just got my wooden spatula, and go ahead, that's okay. And then I just scooched it down. Don't stop the machine, but just kind of stir it. It just helps that salt and the ice do its thing. And then after the ice went down, look at that. After the ice went down a couple inches, I added some more ice and some more salt. And just keep look at that. So when it's at this point, I mean, it is.
Sorry, I keep it on going. You're
magical.
talking.
It's magical. It's so delicious. We've nibbled on it before.
Put this right here.
It's very soft serve. It's almost slushy, but that's okay. That's the way it's going to be. So now this is why we have to stick it in the freezer. So then it completely finishes freezing. So let me pull. Okay, you're gonna do this?
That's right. Yes. That's right. Sorry, thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna pull it out of this ice. Now be kind of careful.
Set it right here.
Oh, we're gonna put it over there. Okay. Yeah. And now you could let this go for at least I would let it go in a minimum of 4 hours, so it gets solid enough to to really be like ice cream. We're gonna bite the bullet, and we're going to let this go overnight.
It's terrible. It's so terrible.
It's terrible.
But you could also, though, I wanted to really quick just say, if you wanted to not put it in here and start another batch, you could put it in one of these little, this is like a half gallon, I believe. Or no, a half.
It's a half gallon. Any kind of a container that's, like any Tupperware and all. But these
are for ice cream.
They're specifically for ice cream. I have a link for it in the description. And all right, let's put them in the freezer and then just.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Have dreams of ice cream. It's ice cream time!
It's ice cream for breakfast time.
I know. The best thing. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
So that's incredible. That's just amazing. I'm so excited. So we let this freeze overnight. As a kid, I would have never allowed that.
No,
but,
no, it would never have happened.
No, but and then what Wesley likes to put this in water.
And some cold water.
Some cold water. It
so
makes
it falls off of it.
Easy for serving. So you're going to, like most freezers, it's going to freeze it nice and solid. So to let it thaw up enough to make it easy to scoop, let it sit out for about 30 minutes.
Bring that in to me.
There you go. Look at that.
Give me 3 scoops,
Okay,
please, Mr. Ice Cream Man.
Doesn't that look amazing? It's just incredible. There's nothing more magical, I think, than homemade ice cream.
Oh, here. Well, let me get you some
Okay,
ice cream.
thanks.
And you talk about that chocolate sauce.
We can't just leave vanilla ice cream alone. We have to give it some sort of flavor enhancer. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to make some warm chocolate sauce. All you do is get a double boiler if you have one, and you fill that with water to get it simmering. If you don't have a double boiler, no problem. Just get a medium-sized saucepan, put water in it, you're going to get it simmering. And then put another pan over that. Now, to that, in that top pan, you're going to want to add a 1/4 cup of unsalted butter and then 2 ounces of unsweetened baking chocolate. You're going to just stir that until it gets nice and melty. Okay, now meanwhile, over in another bowl, you're going to add, 3/4 cup of sugar, and then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, and then you're going to mix that up, and then you're going to stir into that a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Stir that till it gets all combined. Then you pour that into your chocolate and butter mixture. Let that simmer, and only let it simmer about 3 to 5 minutes, and it's ready to go. You're going to stir in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then it's great. This is so good. You can serve it room temperature, or the way we love to serve it, a little warm, and it stores beautifully. I made this the other day, and then you literally heat it in the microwave for like 30 seconds, and it heats.
And then you pour it all over my ice cream.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah. I just salivated
There's
a big
some for
time.
you.
Oh. Thank you. Oh my gosh. As a kid, I would be jumping up and down. I'm jumping up and down right now.
Oh, we gotta get that back in the fridge because I need some of that later. Oh, y'all.
Now this is living.
Look at that.
This is paradise.
This is heaven in a bowl.
This is paradise cream.
Paradise.
That just came to me.
That is so good. All right, shush. Oh. Mmm.
Hello 16. Hello 13.
Oh, wow.
That is
16,
goodness.
13. What are you talking about?
When I was a kid, I just or 7 or 8, and
the taste of that ice cream reminds me of
it's old-fashioned ice cream.
days gone by.
I know, the good old days. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna headache.
We're just sitting here eating in front of you. You guys,
I'm gonna get a brain freeze, but I don't care. It's worth it.
you got to stop eating and say something.
This is 100,000% Loon approved.
I had a feeling. Hey guys,
And that chocolate sauce. Oh, forget it.
it all comes together to make summertime
Look at that.
absolutely
Just
delicious.
look at that. Just wonderful.
And it's just, isn't it amazing? Just a few ingredients can make something so wonderful and immediately identifiable as fun and deliciousness and all of that. Where are you going? All right, you guys, make ice cream. You're gonna scream when you do because you're gonna be so happy.
I'm gonna put this back in the freezer.
All right, bye everybody. We love you so much.
Bye. Make ice cream.
Bye.
Scream for ice cream.
Ice cream.